Welcome back. Game number 4 in this best of 5. Shazam against Complexity for the ESL One Frankfurt 2016 America's Qualifiers. I'm Gareth, coming from the JD Studios, and the draft has begun. I've got lots of heroes picked and lots of heroes banned, and they are racing through this one. Absolutely racing through it. I've given the same amount of break and same amount of time for all the games, but this one, they seem eager and ready for action. I can welcome my co-caster once again, Sun Tzu. You wanted to mention that Shazam, a little bit of a change for game number 4.
Yeah, like just in terms of what they were doing in the first two games, they were picking up the bounty hunter. They were going for these lineups that wanted to get picks and then maybe could fight or maybe could push or whatever. In the third game, they got a lineup that could just group up and push, and because they got the early advantage through getting those towers and getting all that gold and so forth. And because they could deprive Complexity of the space to farm up their key items, that meant they also had the damage advantage and the advantage in team fights. So that worked out really well for them, and they seem to be on the same path again. So now the question is, how does Complexity deal with that? And Earth Spirit is a big part of the answer to what they want to do in order to deal with this.
Well, this time Complexity, the Chessie Invokers picked up, but Shazam, they really like this Nature's Prophet for Brax, and I do wonder if they'll try and go for that game style with the OD plus Dazzle that we've seen in previous games from them, just to try and keep that heal coming through and the sustained pushes and the objective-based game with these push strats that you're talking about that kind of caught Complexity and didn't allow them to have their skirmish-based playstyle come to light. But Spectre still banned out by coL, and with the 4th ban coming through, Shazam actually take out the Sven, which is kind of interesting.
It keeps on getting banned as like the 4th ban from one team or the other, and I don't know. I mean, it is really popular right now, Sven, in general. But I feel like there's maybe better things that you could you could be concerned about.
Well, Mirana removed again. Don't want the Astral into Arrow combo coming out of Shazam and Complexity. What do you want here for Limp is my real big question, because Chessie's the Invoker player. Oh, Lich, that's an interesting one. Do you think this might be a dual lane mid? Or is it going to be a dual lane off lane? Z-Freak plus Swindle's dual lane off lane, Lich plus Doom maybe?
Yeah, I mean, clearly they want to... The problem is, like, you pick Lich to try and win a lane, but you're also become even easier to push into. And Shazam is going to, like, whichever lane you send that Lich to, Shazam's going to just group up and push that, probably. Same as they did in the first game. Like, they just took four people to their safe lane and just pushed that tower at 4 minutes. So I think that's a big concern right now. But Complexity is probably more thinking that they just want a lot of these, a lot of team fight and a lot of high ground sustain from their supports in this game. So they are still banking on holding it from the high ground with team fight, which isn't too bad, but it's just they're probably going to lose a lot of towers again.
Denying a lot of farm from Shazam, that Lich as well. Gonna be an annoying one. Well, there's the Dazzle, so they will go for that sustained heal, and Essence Aura plus Shadow Wave, we've talked about it a lot through this series. Just an amazing combo. Not really too much more to say about it, but Shazam, they are lining themselves up again for this push strat, and a 4th pick Lycan, honestly, could easily come out here for TC, because I think a 5th ban on the Lycan is likely from Complexity at this point.
Yeah, it's still strong in this lineup. The other one is the I don't think Complexity is going to go for the Clinks again. Like, that felt like it wasn't really working. Okay, Slardar. Yeah, that's... Radiant team pick. That feels like it could be... Is that an offlane, like dual offlane now?
Slardar Lich, I think so, yeah. Then Earth Spirit roams from like safe lane to mid, Invoker safe lane for Chessie, and then maybe, you know, your Puck or something like that. Maybe even a Wind Ranger for Limp. I don't know. It's an interesting one. I mean, Slardar with the minus arm is going to be good up against your OD, your Nature's Prophet, and of course the Dazzle's Weave. He's going to be very solid in the lane as well, and with that Lich, you apply a lot of pressure if Shazam wanted to go for dual lanes. Because, you know, the precedent really right now is you have a safe lane support that stacks and pulls, you have a roaming hero, you know, like your Bounty, your Enchantress, Earth Spirit, whatever it may be, that causes havoc and kind of floats. He's your floating support from mid to safe lane and does a little bit of active chaos. But Shazam, they're going to go with a Chen, and this is less of a floating support and more of a, I'm going to sit in jungle and move creeps around. I can move to push, I can move to fight and gank. And
yeah, I'm feeling like the Juggernaut last pick might be a thing.
Juggernaut,
we talked about it. Yeah, like we talked about the Juggernaut a bit last game, and like now, if you get the Juggernaut, it's just the amount of push and the amount of healing that you have here is just crazy. I don't know how Complexity really deals with that.
Well, fifth pick has to really match up well against the OD, and yeah, the Lycan ban is like the standard one. I think that goes without saying, but you're right, the Juggernaut is still left out there just to be picked up for TC. And they could even think about going for a Gyrocopter or something like that if they want to, but it's the healing ward, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the big concern is sort of, except no, like the Lich ultimate. You've got all the Treants and you've got the Chen creeps. So yeah, the Lich ultimate is going to bounce, but it's going to be bouncing into creeps a lot of the time. So
Gyro banned up against Complexity. I mean, Limbus played that mid.
It's a good high ground defense, so it's not the worst thing. I don't know though. Again, Complexity needs to do quite a bit with their last pick. They can go for like maybe Ember Spirit. It's pretty good high ground defense.
Is it really a limp hero though?
That's the question.
Zeus is like the best high ground defense hero in the game.
Yeah.
He does okay against an OD. You trade farm there nicely. You can stop grave TPs. You can stop TPs from the Nature's Prophet. You've got global presence. Your Thunder God's Wrath maybe.
You still need to win the game after you hold the high ground though.
And you're saying you can't do it with an Invoker? Well, Axe is the go here for Complexity. Oh, interesting.
I mean, I know you like the Invoker, but come on. There's like, if we're living in a hypothetical world where they go Outworld Devourer and Juggernaut,
there's only so much they can do with it. Yeah. Well, of course, for those of you just joining us, this is Game 4 in a best-of-5 between Complexity and Shazam for the ESL One Frankfurt America's slot. It's the grand final. And the winner of this...
I don't think Complexity is going to even want to defend from high ground. They just want to hit a really early team fight timing. Like they'll maybe give up their tier 1s, but at the tier 2s, they're going to try and start fighting.
They want to fight at the enemy high ground. Yeah. just try and fight anywhere but their own high ground, because these pushes and these fights from Shazam can definitely convert into big objectives. And there's the Juggernaut, just as you called it.
Yeah. I mean, this just speaks volumes. That this sort of idea behind what Shazam is playing right now, it's clearly inspired by MVP. Well, that's why I was calling the Juggernaut as well. It's a very MVP hero to pick in this situation.
We'll see exactly where they go with this. But currently, Complexity 2-1. Shazam, they need to win this game and one more after to get themselves that spot. Complexity just need one more win to take the qualifier spot for themselves. We'll get ourselves into this game. Shazam, Chen for SVG, Jason on the Dazzle, TC playing Juggernaut, and MSS on his Outworld Devourer again. But Brax's Nature's Prophet, I think, has probably been the star of this series so far.
Yeah, like he did a lot of work game 1, just keeping them in that game way longer than they should have been. And he's just played it brilliantly in game 3 as well. So he's definitely... like, it's worth the first pick. Like, it's generally a very strong pick right now, but definitely Brax is doing a lot of work on it. And he's going safe lane. So we've got a offensive... What? Oh, what?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on here. Not sure at all. Swindles.
They're gonna go jungle ancients from level 1. 4-man jungle ancients.
The last time I saw that, I think it was Alliance with Ursa, like a year and a half or 2 years ago.
There was this strat.
Wraith King Ursa.
Do you remember Vagamamas, the team like they had, what was it called?
Vul Assassins or Skonus Elite?
Skonus Elite, I think, yeah. They ran this Ursa Skeleton King, and they went level 1 dual jungle ancients.
Oh, it was them. It wasn't Alliance. Okay. For some reason, I had it in my head that it was.
That was hilarious.
Yeah,
it was just hilarious.
It was super good. It was super good.
It's one of those things that it works exactly once until people figure out.
Well, it was just like the same thing with the Shadow Fiend Venom Wards into the Roche Pit as well, right?
Yeah.
People figure out very quickly what you're doing and they will punish you. But the lanes, how are they actually being set up? Limp is going to TP away from bottom lane. He's going up to top because he realizes what he's facing up against. Swindles wants to be in the 1v1 against this Nature's Prophet. Chessie mid Invoker, and he's going to go for the Wraith Band into Aquila build that we've seen become ever so popular recently. MSS is his counterpart mid, the Outworld Devourer, while SVG is currently sitting in the Radiant jungle for now, but Z-Freak Earth Spirit, how much work he can get done is going to be the big question here from Complexity, because up on top lane, it's Limp Axe in a dual lane with Hansken's Lich going up against the Jason Dazzle and the TC Juggernaut, and already with a Shadow Wave and a spin forward, Limp is in a lot of trouble. He's being spun down and nearly killed off. Not quite enough, though, from TC to get the kill. Close, though.
Yeah, that was really close. I mean, he didn't have the Shadow Wave, so he was not going to die there, but they got him really low, really down low.
They had like half a creep wave plus the spin for that Shadow Wave to get in, and now with a Sunstrike, TC's killed off. They turn it perfectly. Complexity get the first blood up at top, and now they're looking for more. Jason forced back up this lane by Z-Freak's Earth Spirit, and the first rotation from him, not towards the mid, but securing a safe lane. Perfect.
I mean, this is just, you look for where the axe is, that's where the action's going to be.
Astral mid. With the Centaur Stomp coming in from SVG. Are they going to have enough damage to kill off Chessie? It looks like it's going to be a good amount, but the roll in and with the Fairy Fire, Chessie's barely going to die. Even with a TP coming through from Brax, they would have killed him off regardless, and the Forge Spirit will be collateral damage as well. So Chen, his first movement in, gets a kill on the mid laner, and that honestly is incredibly important here for MSS, as up at top, they kill off Juggernaut again. Limp and Hansken pairing up perfectly. They are punishing this top lane with a pairing of Axe and Lich.
The seeds of fortune.
Yeah, it's working out really nicely, and also Swindle's getting a lot of space to farm, so I think Complexity's fairly happy with how things are going right now. I mean, they would be even happier if Chessie would have gotten away from that, but it's not that bad.
I think they want to try and kill off Brax at bottom lane. Swindles, he's 3. 2 points in the crush. And of course, with Z-Freak on that level 2, he's got the roll and the boulder smash. Initiation stun. And the tools to catch up to Brax. Swindles will start things off, and they've chained this perfectly with a Sunstrike, and they've got the damage to kill him as well. Complexity off to a roaring start, and just remember how game 2 went. That was a very quick win for them once they got out of this laning stage.
Yeah, their rotations were just absolutely on point in game 2, and this game it's been Z-Freak setting up everything. I want to say Zed.
It was an adjustment I had to make as well.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that's his name, You can't apply the British pronunciation to everything, even if I am John Oliver. This is last week tonight.
That's actually coming out in a couple of hours. Looking forward.
I actually never watched any of his stuff until people called me John Oliver like 2 months ago, and now I watch his stuff like religiously because he's attributed to me. And it's one of those.
He's actually so much fun.
It's one of those weird things. They're going in on top again. The Sunstrike is down to Jason, and he's cleared up. Swinging from lane to lane, Complexity kill after kill. This Invoker. He might have died once, but 1, 1, and 2 so far. He's level 5 and looking pretty good for himself.
TC's got 2 deaths, 7 last hits. He's level 3.
And now he's down on the safe lane. The Nature's Prophet's like, screw it, I'm going to go in the jungle a touch here. And Swindles, they're hunting for him. They know. The Brax moved off this lane, but he'll TP himself up to top now. But just look at where Limp is standing. Heavily aggressive, further past this tier 1. They've got an early point in the Frost Armor as well to put onto this Axe.
I mean, how is he gonna stay alive here against like Z-Freak and Swindles? Yeah. It's not a good game for TC right now. I think they probably made a mistake going for the aggressive lane. Like they were thinking that they were strong enough that they can deal with that pressure that the Axe would be putting out, but nope.
What's he actually building into? Oh, hang on a second. No, TC spins. What's the Axe building? So he's got his Tranquils, and we used to see a lot from Ninjas in Pyjamas where Yonasan Fan would go for like the Vanguard, and it allowed him to farm a lot more safely and fight a lot more early on. And then you go into the Blink Dagger afterwards once you're a little bit tankier. I just wonder if Limp decides to go for an early Blink Dagger and you pair up with Swindles, and you have this double Blink threat from the 2 big, beefy core heroes.
Axe build Axe. Axe kill 3s.
Axe needs no armor.
I was referring to the Quelling Blade.
Oh, I see. It's a hatchet. Come on now. These are Hon players. It's not an axe, it's not a blade, it's a hatchet. Invoker kills off Dazzle.
That is actually more than I know about Hon. I only followed it because Trixie was playing it.
You never played Heroes of New Earth?
I installed the game, tried playing it, and was like, yeah, this game's way too fast, and
I loved it.
Everyone's just so welcoming.
Oh, TC. Oh, gets rid of the amplified damage, and there's TP coming in. Swindles and Hanskin, they've got to get themselves away from here. Z-Freak turns back with a stun, rolls himself away. And the OS Frog reincarnate. This Earth Spirit able to roll and TP both at the same time. Will get away from the Outworld Devourer. MSS
you remember when
rotation.
people were like, oh no, I'm sure Earth Spirit's like, he's getting nerfed so much, he's probably... No.
Of course not.
No. He was always bullshit. He's always going to be bullshit.
He's always going to be incredibly annoying, but just look at this. The hero's sitting behind Chessie. Sunstrike, Cold Snap, he's prepping himself and getting ready for the go onto MSS, but Z-Freak's going to make this roll in perfectly. Knowing that the rotation can come through from Dazzle as well as the Nature's Prophet to stop this, but MSS overstepping his bounds just a tad on top of that ramp, but not punished at all as bottom Swindles sprints himself back to safety. Just action and bubbling away on all of these lanes, and you're never quite sure where it's going to kick off. The one lane you know that nothing's happening is top lane. Limp is just, farming away, and it will be a Vanguard for him. Oh, Swindles. Oh, there's the action. He's caught. I'll turn this into a tier 1.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It's like 3 minutes later than it was last game, so Complexity is doing a really good job. Especially considering that they actually have a Lich this game, so you'd think that it would even be faster, but the fact that just Slardar and Axe have been doing so much work, it's just not, the opportunities haven't been there for Shazam to push before this.
Shazam, they kind of forced the group up in their own jungle and farm away. SVG yet to hit level 6. Just being basically herded like sheep away from these lanes. It's all down to Axe now, having a Vanguard fully completed. Tanky as all hell. Z-Freak is getting into that level 5 mark where you've got the 3 in the smash, and of course level 6 comes shortly after 5. Numbers are easy to count if you go one by one. But this Outworld Devourer, he has been allowed to farm relatively freely towards the mid lane. 45 and 9. Net worth wise, sitting just behind the Axe, about 200 away from that. And MSS is going to be a key pivotal hero here in actually dealing out damage and allowing Shazam to hold their own.
Yeah, he's big for them, like in terms of damage dealing and
Radiant's bottom tower
sort of in terms of team fighting as well.
Oh, hello,
But
Sunstrike.
those
Goodbye,
weren't-
Jason.
Ooh.
Now Limp runs
Those
forward. He's got no
weren't,
call, but they got the stun for the Bolt Smash. The Astral is used aggressively onto the Axe, so Swindles can run in and sprint forward. He's got the stun, but the send back on Chen. Well, MSS will go back to the fountain, but they've caught Chen regardless with that. Nice little grip back. They'll silence and slam him. Well, Limp will find the kill. Complexity. All of a sudden, they're 5 heroes mid and looking for the tier 1.
Yeah, the concern for Complexity isn't the damage that MSS can put out. The concern is the pushing that Shazam could do, and by just holding down the other lanes, that's been a lot more important for them than controlling MSS.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So I think they've been making a very conscious decision to just let MSS be fairly to his own business and just keep farming.
TC has gone back for a Quelling Blade, Iron Talon even, knowing that he's going to spend the majority of the next 10 minutes in the jungle maybe. He's trying to clear through creeps and keep his farm rate going, but Invoker, Chessie, Aquila Midas, 600 gold, Limp making great strides towards the Blink Dagger, but he's gone for a Cloak before that. Interesting choice.
It's nice to see old ideas come back. I haven't seen a jungle juggernaut since
Since Lanham?
Radiant's
yeah,
bottom tower
and
is under
Virtus
attack.
Pro used to run it back in like 2013, 2014, something like that.
I'm not sure this was planned though. You know? At least when Lanham said I'm going to pick a 4-roll Juggernaut that's going to buy boots and roam from lane to lane and then farm jungle, he said that during the drafting stage. In this case, it's like, well, I've got nowhere else to go, guys. I have to go back into the jungle and farm. I've got nowhere else to actually be to get myself some creeps. Chessie, though, he's being roamed in on, and they've got the perfect combination of creeps here with a Dark Troll and Centaur. Perfect combo, perfect kill. Even with his TPs in, Limp very aggressively moving himself forward, and MSS turns back with the Arcane Orbs, Astrals himself, and that's Omnislash will clear up that Lich. Meanwhile, Boulder Smash forward. Limp still wants to fight through this, but the Hand of God, the stun from Swindles, catches onto 2. Jason cleared up, there's no more heal, no more grave, but the turnaround, the Sense Eclipse, Limp is barely surviving, keeping himself going through this. Z-Freak runs himself out, and the Arcane Orbs do not fly fast enough from MSS, while Swindles just cuts himself through the Sprout and gets himself back out. The tier 1 is dropped. Swindles might die. Arcane Orb damage, trapped from the Troll, and killed off. Chen clears him up, and that's 3 dead for the price of 1 Dazzle and Complexity. A little bit overzealous with their movements there.
Yeah, they wanted more out of that. Like, I think they spent the Lich ulti in that fight, but it just didn't do enough. So that was probably like the big thing that they were counting on getting more out of. Yeah, when Shazam gets to push, this is what happens.
I'm still wondering about the cloak on Axe, because physical damage from Dazzle, pure damage from Chen's Test of Faith, physical damage and a bit of magical from Juggernaut, but then you've got pure damage from the OD, and I just don't see the value in the cloak over like a blink or something. There's no like big nuke damage, no big magic nuke damage or anything like that that Limp is trying to negate here.
Yeah, and like even if you don't want to go in for the blink, you think that we're starting to get into the point in the game where Shazam is gonna come to me. I don't need to blink to them as well. Like there's still other things that you could go for. You could go for the Crimson Guard, for example, if you want more damage.
They want to fight into this one, and Z-Freak magnetized onto Brax. The Sunstrike's not going to land, but Swindle's over in the back. He's looking for TC, crushes him up, but Axe has already killed off one to the side, and this Juggernaut, he drops his healing ward, but Z-Freak just keeps Limp going through these fights. A double kill for your Axe, and MSS, he's been scouted to roll forward into the crush. Swindles barely catches him. The Chain Frost is there from Hanskin as well. And MSS allows himself to be dunked by Limp. A triple kill for your Axe, and Complexity run over Shazam.
Yeah. Just when you get like the Slardar and the Axe working together, and you just get to chopping wood. Yeah, that's definitely more of that from Complexity and less Limp TPing in solo into like the whole of Shazam.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Poor little Dazzle.
is under attack.
Nothing to his name.
Structures are fortified.
252 gold, 1300 net worth. Swindles nearly has his blink dagger.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at the same thing as well. I guess that's sort of maybe if you want to go the blink, or yeah, he's got the blink on Axe now. You get the double blink in with the Slardar and the Axe, and you just get to blink in on top of people and just blow them up.
What have we?
Looks like that's the way they're going. SVG's mech is about 300 gold away. You've got the drums on Chessie now on top of the Aquil and the Hand of Midas, so he's going for the slower, steadier build-up. Not rushing into the Blink Dagger or the Boots of Travel or the Aghanims, anything like that. While Outwell Devourer, well, that cloak on Axe might pay off. He's picked himself up a Veil. This is something we've seen a little bit from the NA pub scene. We've seen it occasionally when ODs get behind. And as a stat, Swindle jumps straight on in. He's caught them, he's found them, but he's the one that's turned around on the damage output from the Arcane Orb is a hell of a lot. But MSS still in that Roche pit, and the 4 of Shazam will retreat back up the single unit ramp. Roshan will still stand.
They don't really have the burst damage without Sanity's Eclipse, so and they didn't want to burn the Sanity's Eclipse on one guy, so Swindle just got out. But that was a bit of a ballsy attempt to go for the Roshan there. Could have gone really badly.
So now you've got your double blink threat. What's Axe building into now? Crimson Guard, like you said, another option for him. Earth Spirits, Arcanes, Buckler for Limp. Oh, he's actually finished off the Crimson Guard. It's done over on the Courier.
Nice.
But what about big items for Shazam? Because at this point we're usually seeing Brax build into the Orchid, get himself a little bit further ahead. The OD, there's no BKB, there's no mobility. Back to the Veil. It's going to amplify up his Sanity's Eclipse damage and maybe allow him to just single-handedly demolish Complexity pre-BKB. But you're still wondering about TC's Juggernaut, right? Because he doesn't have too much.
No, but he's at least sort of coming back into this game. I'm actually a bit more concerned. Like, at this point in the previous games, I think Brax was a lot more prepared to just go split pushing, and that could be really big for Shazam if Complexity, like, when Complexity try and come for you. Like, if they get picks, you can just go split push and you can trade towers because you've got the better pushing, more or less.
This has been really well played. SVG sent back the OD. They still lose the Chen there. It's not just the Chen, but it's the full Chen army, and this might allow Complexity to just walk themselves into the Roche pit, and it looks like that's exactly what they're aiming for. So in the meantime, Brax has got to keep the pressure on top. Mid lane's pushing in as well, but Roshan should go the way of coL.
Yeah, and they've got only the Magnetize is down, so that there's absolutely no danger in terms of taking this. Come on, TC, you can't fight into that.
Well, he tries his hardest, and with MSS, there's the double kill of Chessie running himself out of this one. Agency Motor's still up on him. But Complexity, without their Slardar, the Axe finally blinks himself forward onto MSS, allowing Chessie to maybe retreat a little bit more. The Forge Spirit's not attacking onto anybody. And TC tries to hunt this one down, but he's still got the spin available. Astral back onto Swindles. Jump back in for Limp as well, but the damage output from MSS, just look at the Arcane Orb go, is the pure damage. But in comes Swindles again with a good crush onto him. And looking again aggressively for the Juggernaut. But in the end, it's going to be Chessie clearing up 2, losing the Aegis, but getting a double kill for himself. But a messy Roshan engagement for Complexity that should have been super simple. They allowed Shazam to come in. They allowed them to fight.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought they had more people closer there, but apparently, like the Juggernaut just ended up bouncing between two people, and then just the Sanity's Eclipse just burst them both down. So that was really, really good for Shazam how that team fight started, but then.
Oh, TC.
Aww.
Must have used his spin to farm or something, because he just got rolled on by Z-Freak.
Yeah, he burned it. I think he I don't know if he started spinning right before the fight
Radiant's
started
middle
or not.
tower is
But
under attack.
yeah, he spun right at the start of it.
Now Chessie has his BOTs and the tier 2 bottom lane is forfeits.
Radiant's
Shazam
bottom tower is under attack.
still have this OD, but in 65 seconds they have to wait for his Santa's Eclipse to come back up. And Brax just tries to keep the game flowing. Again, it's one of those games where Brax kind of has to pull it out and
Radiant's
make
bottom
sure his
tower
shoulders
has
are up to
fallen.
withstand the pressure and strain of complexity weighing down on him. It's carry time. And 3,300 gold. I do wonder, Orchid maybe not the way to go this game.
Radiant's middle tower
No,
is under
Maybe
No,
a
it
attack.
doesn't
Maelstrom
feel
and
like
just
it.
split push a little bit
Dire's
heavier.
top tower is under attack.
That would be one possibility, yeah. You just need something to give you a bit of damage so that you can
Dire's top tower has fallen.
put out that pressure, because right now complexity is really strong in the fights.
They really are. And we can start to look for Chessie and getting into the Aghanim Scepter now because he's got the blink complete.
Radiant's middle tower is
Top
under
lane.
attack.
And he's defending. Chen creeps, treants, all this nonsense is here. I'll be sent back to the Chen. That's Shazam. Maybe look for a smoke out of their base.
Yeah, they've been deprived a lot of space this game. Basically, complexity is doing exactly to them what Sam did to complexity last game. And complexity is just using all that space to farm up. You gotta love watching a really farmed axe.
They know the dazzle's there. Jason, you poor sod. Yep, you can grave yourself, but I mean, hello? You're still dead. Chessie, dominating streak for him, 7, 2, and 6. That gives him a decent amount of money as well to push forth into his Aghanim Scepter. And this duo of Axe and Lich looking into the Radiant Jungle, but it's over towards the Ancient camp, this large camp from the off lane, where Chen is found, and now the Sunstrike mid onto TC. He's being dropped incredibly low. Limp, he went for the dunk, but it wasn't within the threshold, so TC's still alive, and MSS, hang on a second, this Outworld Devourer caught in the call, and now they've got the stuns and silences, but they didn't have the damage, not quite enough. The almost slash back on the Lich as well, Hans gets cleared up. Chessie with a tornado to slow this down and try and draw out the fight a little bit more. Sandy's Eclipse onto Limp, but again, just not enough to kill anybody off. They cannot finish targets. They cannot find kills. Maybe they'll get swindles here. So, what? Clipped out of the trees. Now you're in, now you're out.
Yeah. Yeah, like, Limp just went a bit too low. He's got the BKB coming up, but the BKB, he might have been able to stay in that fight a bit longer, and that would have been a whole different situation for complexity. Would have gotten the kills that they needed.
Brax went for the Aghanim Scepter. I don't know if you saw that, but not going for the Maelstrom or the Orchid or the Shadow Blade or the Blink or anything along those lines, but he just wants to
I mean, that pushes things out.
yeah, just wants to keep pushing, just wants to keep things going, and with the treants he gets from the Aghanim Scepter, that's always going to help. Well, Limp, he's moving into a BKB, realizing that even if he calls this OD, he still gets absolutely shredded by the Arcane Orb, and of course you're going to be looking at Swindles getting the same thing. Went back for the Midas after the Blink, because of course Slardars always struggle a little bit with their farm rate. Complexity, you know, 8,000 net worth lead, closing it on 10k, 12, 14,000 experience lead. They are in the driving seat. They're the ones that have the game and potentially the win in their hands. But Shazam, they're going down kicking. They are not giving up, and they definitely have a lineup that can swing things around with the OD and the Juggernaut. They can just one fight into one push. That's what they're looking for. That's all they're looking for, is one good fight into one good push, and they get a laner Axe. They get the next Roshan. They get one big objective.
Yeah, definitely. I was gonna say exactly the same thing. That, you know, complexity has a big lead right now, but they also need that lead. Like, this Axe won't stay relevant forever, and neither will the Slardar. So, and Brax,
Oh.
I'm sorry, man.
Oh, dearie me. He's going to try and sprout himself, but that really didn't work out, though. Nice little lucky bash there from Swindles. His crush was still on cooldown, of course. But Brax is dead for 45 seconds, and this is the guy that was meant to be applying pressure and forcing himself onto the tier 3 at top lane.
Yeah, I mean, the Chen's up there, but... does Complexity see an opening to actually push anything down? Like, these two tier 2s have been up for a while now, and...
Did they see MSS?
It seems like it's stalled a bit.
Oh, I think they saw MSS. They know someone was here not too long ago. It could have been a huge kill if only they'd gone up this direction. They would have found him. But OD is finally building into the Black King bar. Chessie, Aghanim Scepter is completed. Now you've got your, what, full BKB on your axe. You've got a Glimmer Cape on Earth Spirit. This is where Invoker really starts to get the juicy plays coming out. The paranoia from Shazam spinning and TPing even though you're deep into the trees as well. Question is, though, how does Complexity push high ground? Because they don't have the best heroes to go up and hit towers.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was thinking as well. Like, they got the kill on Brax. That relieves a lot of the split pushing pressure for a while at least. But they still didn't go try and pick up a tier 2. So these tier 2s, they just stand there. So how much do they actually need to get done before they feel like they're in a position where they can take a tier 2 without having to give up a tier 3?
Illusion.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Complexity, they just don't want to give anything away. Try and keep all these lanes pushed out.
I mean, sometimes that's the right call to do, but to make, but I don't know.
The big thing is you're waiting for Swindle's BKB and you're waiting for next Roshan. And then you can go, as hard as you want into any lane. Chessie will find the Dazzle up at top. Should be a really nice kill there. With a Sunstrike and Deafening Blast, but Brax, body blocked up by this illusion of Axe, and they'll jump forward with a Cold Snap and the Alacrity. There's no TP. There's a Sprout, the Ice Ball is down, but Chessie, have you got anything to actually cancel this one out? Oh, no he doesn't! No he doesn't! The TP scroll's enough. And Chessie, with no Cold Snap and Tornado still on cooldown, he couldn't cancel that one out.
I mean, he had the Chen there as well to send him back, so he should have been good. There's a dead TC, though.
Indeed, there was a TC there. He is now 6 feet under. Brax returns to top lane. He knows that he has just got to do everything he possibly can. Treants under the tier 3, dealing with a creep wave. And actually chipping away at this tower. Because of that. Oh, right. There are two Radiant melee creeps in the base. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. So he did some damage to the tier 3, just a little bit. But Roshan in about 45 seconds is what Complexity are really waiting for. 50 seconds, sorry. I was 6 seconds out.
There's DD Rune waiting for them as well when they go get that Roshan, so that's going to be a quick Roshan.
If anyone takes it. Oh, Sunstrike, looking for top. There's Brax that's caught. Z-Freak. Nice combination there.
Brax is having a really rough game.
What can he do, though? With the double blinks, the Earth Spirit rolls, Sunstrikes, the tornadoes.
There's not a lot to be done here, but...
He kind of he has to be in these positions, because he has to be doing this job.
Exactly. He's just sort of going out there and giving up his life and just hoping that that's enough space created for his team to get in the position where they can win this game.
If they can sneak Roshan here, it has just respawned. Complexity know this. Oh. Did they hear the clap? Did they see it? I don't think they did. The Force Spirits walked out. Shazam. Is this a stroke of good luck for them for the first time this game? Roshan is being gifted to them by Complexity. They'll TP in. And it looks like they're going to be able to take this without any contest. Oh, Complexity. What an error to move those Forge Spirits out of the pit at that exact moment as he respawns.
And now they're coming back in. Oh no!
Oh dearie me.
Oh, such a sad situation.
That is some tragic stuff. MSS, BKB and Aegis the Immortal, and this gives breath of life to Shazam and their lineup now. They can potentially even play aggressively into complexity with this OD. They've got Mantis Style on the Juggernaut. They've still a little bit of deficit here, you know, 14,000 net worth deficit against complexity. It's not insurmountable by any means, but 25,000 experience lead is a pretty big difference. When you've got level 16 across, you know, 3 of your core heroes at least, and not one single level 16 hero on the Radiant side, there's a pretty big difference in terms of ultimates coming out of the Dire compared to the Radiant. But
yeah, and the biggest one that you'd want is especially the OD, just that having that big Sanity's Eclipse to drop would be so nice right now. Although it doesn't matter if complexity doesn't really find themselves in a position to push high ground. It's a hard call.
oh my goodness. All the people trolling about the TP and the Deafening Blast. Oh dear, oh dear. Silly Twitch chat. There's a rat that's swimming. Oh, I wish I could zoom in on. Give me something to zoom in on. Oh, go here. There's a swimming rat. How are you? Come here. No, OD, go back. Go back. Can you see this at the top rune spot? Instead of, you know the ambient creatures, right? Instead of a fish that's swimming, it's a rat. It's gone now. It's hiding in the fog.
God damn it.
Dire's top
Fog
tower
be
is
gone.
under
Someone go back there. I think something. No, whatever. It was
This is way more interesting than the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's nothing happening right now apart from a bit of push top, complexity they're setting up for something down at bottom lane, but with Roshan in the hands of Shazam, complexity are a little bit timid to really move too hyper-aggressively over into the Radiant side of the map, and they'll want to clear up the Chen creeps. One Blink Crush, the Blink Call, even with Chen trying to drag them back. A lot of them will get cleared up. He brings back a Satyr and a Hellbear, but that's about it. While up at top lane, Jason has been doing a lot of this. The Dazzle has been kind of the split pusher and maybe the Martyr, just giving up his own life, while Brax TP's in from time to time.
Yeah, I mean, they need someone always up there pressuring.
Do the wave.
So, take turns. Hope you survive.
Dark light.
And when you die, well, your sacrifice has been appreciated.
And he's just gone in 2 minutes. That's what complexity are waiting out for. Soul booster for Chessie. The Octarine is 300 gold away. He's going to be super happy with that. 32 minutes in, the guy is pretty much stacked up on his hero with a Vlad's out for Swindles as well. Have they caught someone? No, they're just clearing up creep camps. The two brothers are like, well, we've got no one else to cast our spells on, so let's cast them on these bloody neutrals.
Yeah.
But it's
this
an
whole
everlasting push on top lane.
This whole complexity lineup, by the way, is so mobile right now. They've got 3 Blink Daggers, a Force Staff, the Ether Lens on the Earth Spirit as well. So just roll around, roll around.
Blink Hags on Brax. No real way to catch the Earth Spirit though. Both teams seem very content just to sit back and farm.
I mean, they might look it, but I don't think they feel it. Complexity wants action. They want blood.
Wait, I'm surprised it's not the other way around.
My axe wants blood. I don't know if that's a real quote. I don't play axe.
Lord, it's not a real anything. You've
Nah.
got to stop. You've just got to stop. My toes like curled into the soles of my feet with a cringe. Oh. I've held my tongue for long enough now, Sun Tzu. Yeah, I'm not letting you get away with any more, and Limp will find the Dazzle up at top lane. Finally, we get some blood spilt. But Shazam, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't move forward with the Aegis and try and play a little more actively with it, try and look for some pickoffs and kills. But I guess now they've got the Aghanim Scepter on the Chen, they've got the big black dragons, they've got these granite golems and things they can utilize really nicely. But Aegis is about to be gone, and it has just been
There it
reclaimed.
goes.
5 minutes and 40 seconds until Roshan's alive. This is where complexity can really try to exploit this. They jump forward, Brax jumps back, but Swindle still catches him. On the flip side, Brax is rolled in on 2 and he cannot sprout himself. That's a big pick off. 56 seconds on the sidelines. He's got his buyback available, but you want your Nature's Prophet alive and actively rotating around while these things are happening.
I mean, the blink is a really good idea for Brax, but the problem is just that you're out there, you get spotted by one guy, but then two more rotate from behind, and yeah, they're just gonna catch you. They're so mobile right now.
Now they take down the last remaining tier 2s, mid and top. Easy Katka. Bring him down, and Chen has switched. No longer the top lane push, he's pushing bot lane, but nice chunk of gold there for Chess as he kills off the dragon. Not going to get the centaur.
It's almost 20 minutes since Complexity took their last tower, I think. So Shazam's definitely done a good job protecting those two. And they still only lost one, but the other one's going now.
It's like 15 minutes. Oh, SVG, the Sunstrike is good, but he's healed up by the mech. Don't know if he'll be able to survive this one with Magnetize out, but MSS pops his BKB, and this Omni Slash on the Swindles. The Glimmer Cape is there and saves him. The jump in from Limp catches with the Tornado back. MSS still holding on to this. Sandy's Eclipse, but the ice one's dropped in TC. Stunned up again by the two brothers. Cleared up, and the damage from the Eclipse is not enough to do anything to Complexity. They'll drop one, drop two. They're looking for the third one as well. This OD is dead to rights. MSS cleared up in 1 minute on the sidelines as Jason chased into base.
Yeah, and this might be a game because Shazam doesn't have a lane pushed out. There's nothing to try and dissuade Complexity from taking this high ground. And like they wouldn't back down anyway, even if they had to make a trade right now.
Nice laner Axe. Complexity. They are well on their way. Sunstrike onto Brax, and he is dead again. This is game number 4, 2-1 up. Complexity are in its best of 5, and they're about to seal their spot for Frankfurt 2016. If they could just close out this game, but Shazam, they've got one more fight in them. The buyback from Brax is available, the OD alive in 10 seconds time, and TC, he's eyeing up this fight. Second lane will drop. There's still no contest here.
Slardar's gonna buy back and TP in if they try to take a fight down there, so. It's
like he won't need
good
to.
for Shazam that they didn't try.
Who have they caught here? Hansken? He's not dead yet though. That perfect Glimmer Cape out from Z-Freak keeps him alive, and Hansken, he's got no TP! He throws the Chain Frost. He can't escape. And Limp, speaking of escape, Jason, sit down son! Astraled up, Limp looks for the turnaround, but he can't find the kill. The dunk wasn't on time, and they'll look for him now. Axe is caught.
Swindles coming from behind.
Arcane Orbs, there's Swindles and Z-Freak. The brothers coming in to try and battle this one through, and Swindles, oh, the BKB from MSS. There's no crush. The dust is out, but Limp cannot stick on a target. The Grave back onto the OD. The smashes and bashes from Swindles won't be enough to stop him as he gets sent back to base. But Jason finally gets cleared up with SVG on the back end, dying as well. Complexity, they come back strong. Now they're going to look for the tier 3 and Rax at top lane. They're going to go back for Roshan.
That's pretty anticlimactic. Come on, Complexity. There's not even a Roshan there. What are you doing? There's a base here, you can kill it.
Nah, mate.
Nah, mate.
Nah, mate.
Nah, mate.
Nah, mate.
We're gonna get called potheads again.
You are? No one's calling me a druggie. They're saying that you're on Prozac and Xanax and smoking weed and... Yeah. I don't know, dude. Brax, 3rd time in a row, killed off. It's not been his game.
I'm gonna use the usual excuse that it's 3 AM here.
And no, just... See, you just say, I'm finished. That's all you have to say.
That helps as well.
All you have to say is, I'm finished, and everyone will understand. Oh, that's...
We've got these lovely dulcet tones to our language, and just like this mellow people.
In other words, he is clinically depressed.
Pretty much.
It's all that cold weather. It's all that bloody salmiakki. Bloody salt licorice, you disgusting, disgusting human beings. How can you enjoy... Oh, whatever. Then you have salmiakki ice cream and salmiakki chocolate and stuff like that. Dear Lord.
I mean, the thing you gotta realize is that it's not just the men that enjoy the taste of a bit of salty salmiakki. It's also the women.
Uh-huh.
And you can make your own joke from here.
Uh-huh. Yep. Please, we'll continue with the game as the Chain Frost bounces back onto MSS. Limp is looking for the call and the dunk, but MSS still healing up and staying alive through this all. With the Veil drop, Limp might actually die here. The Sanus Eclipse is available, and I think MSS is trying to aim this one up. The Glimmer came back. The Axe is running himself back up at the high ground. And TC, oh, the double man. Crush Swindles jumps in. He caught them both. Brax is gone. MSS back through onto Complexity, but there's nothing doing. The triple buybacks come through, but OD, you've got no stolen intelligence. You've got nothing to throw. And you've got no Sandy's Eclipse damage to give either. With Chessie refreshing through his combo. There we go. It's called. GG it is. 3-1. Complexity get themselves through to ESL One Frankfurt 2016 with a win over Shazam.
Yeah, this was a really impressive showing from Complexity, especially just how they took this fourth game. It was just a really interesting approach to what Shazam was throwing at them. And it worked great. Axe 8017. Limp's been on goddamn fire this game.
I really thought you were going to come out with another Axe quote there, and I was
No,
I was pre-cringing. I was actually pre-cringing.